I hate filling out forms. Doing something, I do want a confirmation that somebody has seen it.
Yeah, and I think, Anita, you bring up a really very important point. We all kind of hate filling out forms, and they're a pain in the butt. So the form should be asking for the bare minimum information that we really need to take action.
Yeah, simple.
I had a client who was so frustrated with the quality of the leads that he was receiving for his business. He set up a 6-page intake form on his website asking a bunch of questions to basically make the customer qualify themselves. And
So they went from a lot of bad leads to 0 leads?
Well, yeah, because no one took, and half the answers to the questions were, I don't know. For the people who actually went to the end, most people didn't know. So we simply sat down and said, what do you really have to know before you show up at their person to give them a quote? Obviously, you can't give them a quote online without seeing it. So this is really, you need their address, you need phone number and email. You need to know some really basic, and we cut it down to still, maybe 10 items in the form from 6 pages. And number one, he got more submissions, which is a lot better than 0.
Yeah.
And more is infinitely larger than 0, right? But the point was, he was much more happy with the leads too, because he could take action on them. But the ones that said, I don't know, he ended up not getting enough information with. So I'm a big proponent of forms. And whenever someone says put an email on a website, I cringe. I really hate that. Now, this is a religious debate. We got to admit this, right? So we can't step on each other's. I can't curse anybody who likes to put an email on a website. But I want to make people use a form to contact me because I can track that in Google Analytics. And if I put an email address, number one, I can't track if someone really submitted that email from that email address. I can do event tracking on that and track clicks on that email, but it doesn't really show me if my marketing is successful. 2, all it does is show everybody how to spam me.
Amen.
And when I see an exposed email address, that inbox becomes useless because it's full of so much spam that people just stop reading the emails. And next thing they know, they're missing good leads because they got tired. Case in point, the client this week, they were sending their lead forms to an email address that I'd never seen before. I email the email address because it's also an email address I've seen published on the internet in a lot of places. And I just wanted to know who gets this. I sent an email. Who gets this email? And I got back, this email does not exist. So what happened, I suspect, is that they published this email address on all kinds of websites all over the world. They got so frustrated with spam, they turned it off. Meanwhile, they didn't realize that their web form was also going to that email. And they weren't getting any